Hey guys, it's Liz. Let's talk DVC. So it's Monday and I don't do Mondays. I look and feel terrible. It's summer. My kids are home. I'm working remote. So I thought it would be a cool opportunity to just like connect and chat about DVC and kind of like what's going on lately. You guys should know I do this for fun. I'm not a Disney influencer or some serious vlogger or whatever. I really just like to connect with people. I also like my kids to be able to look back on videos from vacations and sentiments like that. But anyways, so I wanted to chit chat about, firstly, DVC member services. Typically, I have good, effective, helpful experiences and outcomes when I have to call DVC direct. But there's been a lot of shakeup and overturn with member services in the past few months. I've been told everything from we have a lot of New Yorker staff that's working for us now. Not that that's like from a discriminatory standpoint. That's just kind of like the random things I'm being told on the phone. I've also been told that there are a lot of new staff and new reps answering calls, and they're not familiar with the policies. Now, do I appreciate member services? Absolutely. Again, typically my experiences and outcomes are positive and effective, but they've really been dropping the ball lately. And if all of the new staff doesn't understand the timeshare policies for owners, then they're being undertrained or mistrained or both. So logically, that's my standpoint of it. But I guess in short, to kind of get to an example, I had called regarding a particular vacation that I had needed to reschedule in light of a change to one of my children's sports schedule, which was unexpected. So I called member services, and a gentleman specifically told me, let's cancel your reservation. I said, okay. And then he took the liberty of canceling it for me on his end with his software and canceled it for me on the phone. Now, this was kind of basically wrongdoing and like a stupid act. Am I equally accountable for what I'm going to tell you? Yeah, because I should have known the policy. But let's be honest, we're moms, we have careers, we're parents, we're dads, we're moms, we're, juggling so much in our personal lives already. And you may simply, go through a lot of print and go through the policies and then kind of just forget too, So basically I was penalized with these points because the DVC service rep canceled my vacation, which he initiated and was his idea and concept. He had canceled that 30 days within my travel window. So then I had a lot of problems with those points and when I could use those in the future with the windows and timelines. So I think it was like dual kind of ignorance on both our parts. However, I'm still the owner and the customer per se, and he was there and supposed to help me. He was completely oblivious to the policy, didn't explain anything to me. He told me it would, it would be good to cancel this, not reschedule. So yeah, there's just a lot of new, personnel who, doesn't seem like they, are receiving and meeting the best training criteria. I know that may sound a little harsh. I'm still, always polite to anyone on the phone, and I give, common respect and XYZ. So it didn't get like dramatic or anything. I don't like exactly complain or anything like that. But it was funny because my husband had made an interesting point, and he said, I haven't gone through all the fine print, or not lately or recently. He said, but as owners that pay dues, there must be something, and what he meant was formula-wise. There must be something formula-wise where our dues may perhaps cover or expand to member services. And I said, if that's the case, and, even if like 1% of our dues is covering and attributing to member services line and, XYZ, then yeah, I think we should expect them to at least have proper training. But we have another vacation coming up. It got worked out. It was just a little concerning, but overall, it passed and sailed. But if you have had a negative experience with, a negative or subpar experience with member services lately, you're not alone. You're not the only one, and you're certainly not imagining it. And then also, let's see here. I have room numbers as like a domain and topic here to talk about. I noticed, and I'm so sorry if I haven't got to you. I always have so much going on. I work in healthcare, and I have 3 crazy sons, very rambunctious. I'm so sorry if I didn't get back to you or get, but I'm really good at room requests. Yeah. And so typically, viewers would like to know, oh, what's the room number of this or that particular villa? What room were you in specific? And so again, I'm sorry if I haven't connected with you or shared the room. In the future, if I don't already, I think I have in some videos. If I don't already, I will start sharing the room number and make sure it's viewed and cited and recorded in my next videos coming up, and kind of just start in the hallway, then walk in. If I haven't already, I know I've done it a few times with some villas. And then also, usually I start in, is it 4A? I say foyer, it could be mispronounced. But I start in the front entrance of the villas, and I'll take my recording of the signage on the front villa door, and it's kind of like the fire protocol safety regimen and blueprint map, and it'll say you're here, this, that. I believe it has the room number on it. So I think I've covered room numbers before, partially, in some videos. So I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I just do this to connect, and I want us all to have a great time at Disney, a great time, and just make progress with everybody. And I want you to have a great time on your vacation, and I would love likewise to learn, anything you might share. I go online and try to learn things to, enhance and improve my vacation. So that's really what it's about. this is what I'm going to say about room numbers. Sorry if I let you down. This is what I'm going to say about room numbers. This was years ago, but this was 3 years ago. I was speaking with member services, putting in a villa request. It's very polite. And I drew a staff member that just wasn't really pleasant. I think it would be fair to say rude. You know, it could be that she, you know, sometimes I really felt bad for them. It could be that she, for all I know, someone could have been like yelling and cursing at her on the phone prior to taking, you know, to taking my ticket, my call. So, you know, I don't know, maybe she was having a bad day. Some, you know, some people have that mentality, but I kept it classy and nice. But yeah, she was rude, and I was interested in requesting a particular room number, and this was regarding Saratoga Springs Resort. And I'm at Disney all the time, at these villas. I have like 5 contracts. I have five contracts, and I don't recall why exactly I wanted this particular room or villa, rather. And, but I am certain that, on YouTube, I had saw, I think, a fellow DVC member, and there was a video with this room, and I said, oh wow, that would just be spectacular. So I was on the phone with this lady, and like my preface, I had said and explained, I fully understand this is unguaranteed. It's just a polite request, you know, XYZ, and thank you. And she tells me, and again, it was because she was rude that I just kind of countered, I think. She tells me, we are not allowed to put in a room number. And now, mind you, common sense tells me that that she didn't just mean an individual room number. She probably also meant a range of numbers, which is subjective. You be the judge. Like, I would, because one time I said I need my room to end in an even number because the type of layout I wanted to draw at Bay Lake. And so there's also like a set or range of numbers, like, oh, the 1000s or this or that or whatever it may be. So I assume she also meant, I think she meant to say no type of number, no type of room number, no range of numbers, like nothing relating to a number of a villa, that she, quote, of what she said she could type in. And at this point, she was just so rude when I was, you know, being friendly. I was beyond courteous. I was being friendly, that I think I kind of snapped back a little bit and I countered. And, you know, I work, one of my disciplines in my licensure for registered health information technologist is healthcare, IT, and software. So, you know, I know computers and, you know, I know data and software. And I said to her, okay, well, I know the software you're looking at, and I know the applications you're using typing, and the text fields. So in IT, we have text fields. And you have a drop-down box where you could type, right? She was able to type. They type sentences. And I said, if you can type sentences, as in upper floor, ground floor, could I please be close to the pool, XYZ. One gentleman in the past who was extraordinary and just a good guy, a gentleman. I have a disabled son. He wrote that in the note, and he read me. A good service rep will read you what they typed after they type it and kind of like finalize it. And he read back to me word for word what he manually typed in this field text for my room request. And he added to my room request, and he really wanted my son to be accommodated and us, and us to get a nice villa. And so he added and made suggestions to my room request, and he's like, I think XYZ will be great for you, and this is what I'm going to put in, and kind of the language of it. I was like, okay, wow, that's wonderful. Well, that a great experience happened once. So I explained to her, no, I know if you could type in a word and letters, you can certainly type in a room number. I said, she was upset with that, but I let it go. I said, fine, whatever. I'm not going to waste time, arguing with you. It's going to help no one. You're more than likely not going to be in consensus with me or help me out either way. So, I let it go, but what she told me was a lie. Now, could it be that where that goes to the front desk, where they look at the room request, they have tantrums or feedback, give feedback and pushback on, it's not a written policy. It's not a written policy, in their, employment, but they give word of, we dislike this, it's too hard to accommodate, kind of like an unofficial rule, don't give us room numbers. That could be. So that's subjective. You have to be the judge on that. I would think if someone is requesting a certain room number, like every single visit, maybe that might be just a little unreasonable, but for the most part, I feel, especially regarding disabled persons and handicapped persons, I feel once in a while, it's unguaranteed. They're supposed to explain this to you, and you as an adult being sensible and reasonable, or, you're supposed to understand it. I think once in a while, an unguaranteed room number request, or even just in that area, like a range of room numbers, I don't think that's really unreasonable. So you have to be the judge of that. I don't know. We're all different. I'm happy we're different. If we were all the same, life would be quite boring. We're all unique. I'm kind of oblique and indifferent to it. So I don't know, but I do know people appreciate their room numbers, and I can't be too judgy on it. So that is just kind of my experience with requesting room numbers and their software. I professionally know for a fact. Yeah. So what else is going on here? Oh, I have had a few past trips, 23 and 24, in addition to Universal and SeaWorld. I'm still posting up more, releasing more videos. I had quite a few, but let's see if there are any takeaways. I don't know. We were at Grand Floridian, we were at Poly. I have a 2-bedroom beach club villa coming up, approaching here July 13th, that I'm really excited to film. I'm putting up more videos, I'm sorry. I also have a cool a pool cabana, a private pool cabana tour. Again, I'm the cabana princess. I just need one with 3 kids. Oh my gosh, I used to have just great, because I have 3 children. My youngest is 5 now, but especially when I had, toddlers, they were just, it was almost like essential. The 5 of us just needed it. But I have a great private pool cabana at Beach Club, a tour of that is just a few months old, that I was going to put up here soon. I've noticed that I want to say the same for Contemporary, because their cabanas are not at the BLT pool, but the contemporary pool over that beautiful water view. I want to say also regarding contemporary, I've noticed that they've been changing the numbers of the cabanas. And so maybe this interrelates and kind of goes back to the DVC Villa room number kind of fiasco challenge. Well, they're doing that for a reason. There could be many more purposes to it than, maybe it doesn't even exactly have to do with guest. I don't know. So there could be other purposes for it, but yeah, so it's even hard. And now these are expensive. These are expensive. So if they are changing the pool cabana numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, to deter guests from requesting a certain cabana number, that is shady. That is wrong. That is wrong, especially given how expensive they are. Now, I know the cabanas at, what is it, with the waterfall, Universal. Why can't I remember the name of the damn park? The water park at Universal. Now, those are also expensive. I think one time it was a grand. It was like a grand for the day, I believe. Different story. But anyhow, and then what is it? 6 o'clock, they kick us out of those cabanas. So it's pretty irrefutable. They're expensive. The cabanas are expensive. And so, yeah, so they changed those numbers around. Because you might want a certain locality, if you have, not necessarily a newborn, but an infant, you probably want to be close to the restroom. Do you have a right as a paying customer to say, hey, even though it's not guaranteed, I'm being kind about this. If, it would help if I could make a request. If I don't get it, hey, I understand. But, we're talking about babies, disabled persons, and for some people who are just a little more interesting, some people might want just a certain view and locality of those cabanas. So again, I don't see how it's being unreasonable if you at least want to try to get a certain cabana. But yeah, so they're changing the numbers of those around too, because my favorite at Beach Club, there's only one that's directly on the water, and that used to be number 2, and so it's not now. I don't know. So yeah, so they're up to that. They're doing that practice. I also wanted to share that I recently put up a video tour. I was pretty short. Like, I'm a talker. I could just talk all day, I swear. But I put up a video tour of this really impressive, incredible tour of SeaWorld's pass holder member lounge. Ooh, if you have not been, you need to. So check that video out. It is, yeah, I'm a Disney fan at heart, of course, but just logical adults are always going to compare. This is money we work for and spend. There's nothing wrong with going to a neighboring theme park. I like SeaWorld. I might just do another video on SeaWorld altogether, and their cuisine is really good. I think I'm going to do a video just on that. But yeah, so probably SeaWorld is my second favorite theme park. They have a coaster there that just opened too. That's new. That seems pretty enticing. But yeah, so SeaWorld's been incredible, and I posted that video up. So this is kind of an interesting topic that, like, my final topic, I was just going to like chit chat about. I don't have full research or like facts on this one. I'm just kind of going to throw it out there. I was thinking of the yacht club. Okay. My dream is yacht club converted to DVC. Would that not be amazing? So before I was a DVC member, I appreciated yacht club more than beach club. I still do, but you know, I'm a DVC member, so I stay at beach club because that's the offering, right? I love yacht club. The theming, the ambiance, the size, just everything. I love yacht club. So, yacht club, I would assume it has its own name. It is yacht club, right? I'm assuming it is different. Legally speaking, it is a completely different resort. It is different intellectual property, but I just think that would be like such a dream come true. And it's so hard to get into beach club, unless, well, even then it depends, because there's a lot of people that, okay, this is my home resort, I'm not staying there this time, they want to change later on or reschedule their vacation. But even owners at that particular resort, they're not like guaranteed to get in. There's other caveats and circumstances. So I'll just say, you know, depending on what window you're booking into, I mean, life is unpredictable. But so I'll just say overall, it's hard to get into beach club. Just especially with that component. In fact, I just think that would be such a dream come true and so incredible. So the other thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to get interpersonal here, so whatever. I'm Hispanic American and Polish American. Okay, I'm Mexican and Polish. That's my heritage. That's my background. I'm a minority. I'm not racist. I'm not discriminatory. They're both different things with, you know, regarding race and ethnicity. I'm not a bad person. I'm not saying this to be negative whatsoever. I'm freaking Hispanic. Okay, whatever. What I was going to say, the fact was, the yacht club, as it relates to what I was previously speaking of, the yacht club. The yacht club is occupied with UK residents. That's just the fact. If you don't like it, sorry, that's the fact. UK residents love the yacht club. Okay. However, I bet you have never heard or discovered that UK money, with the currencies, which change. Last time I had always checked, UK money is worth more in the US. Gotta be said. And so if you go to, and I've actually had casual combos with cast members about this, but if you go to Disney World, I'm lazy and I don't want to do it right now, but if you go to the official Disney World website and you go to the top toolbar and the icons on top, and you go to the right, you'll see, for instance, it says here, welcome Liz, sign out, and then the next is United States English. And then you could change that and kind of manipulate the system, and you could see what's going on here, because it used to be, you could switch to, okay, this is regarding language. you could switch to the Disney websites in other countries and see their specials. So if we found Disney World, you know, UK residents and their specials and packages, this is regarding on DVC, but, you know, for Disney World and the rack rate resorts and everything, you're going to see what that looks like. And then so I had a brief convo before with a cast member, and we were just having, you know, we were talking about our kids, and we were on the phone for a while. She was trying to help me with something. This was prior to me becoming a DVC member. Nice lady. There was something about, we just, a lot of, we were talking about how great it was that everyone from around the world comes to Disney World. And I said, oh, it was great. I met a lot of UK residents, and I was talking to them. And she said, that was it. I was looking for a special or an offer to book non-DVC cash rate at a resort. And I said, oh, I see. I think I was on like the UK Disney website probably. So I found this by accident. And I said, oh no, I'm looking at it right here. And this is that. And she like couldn't help me. And she said, oh, that is for UK residents only. And I said, oh, okay. And then we were talking about, I said, that was it. I said, oh, there's so many Europeans, and it's great that everyone comes around the world to Disney. I said, I was surrounded by UK residents. I talked to so many UK residents on vacation when I was just there. And she said, oh, yeah, they stay a month, you know, and she just kind of gave me the sentiment that Disney at the time was not prioritizing, but kind of prioritizing the UK residents. And so, yeah, that offer was better than what I was able to book, being American and living in the United States. That was a few years ago. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, there is intellect behind it when we get into socio-demographic, socioeconomic, sociology. Again, it's nothing to be negative. It's just, you know, I've traveled to Italy before. My husband has traveled to UK for business and pleasure. That was a different vacation. You know, it's nothing to be negative. It's just the fact is the fact, though. And so, yeah. So I think that's all I wanted to chat about. Anybody watching, thank you. Thank you for watching. So that's just kind of my DVC scope right now. Yeah, so it was nice connecting with you, and I'm going to put up some past videos, and then we're going to be at Disney here in July coming up pretty soon. We are staying at Beach Club. I could not get a cabana this time. They were booked. And then we're also staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani. So, we are also doing the cool private Hollywood Studios party. So I'm going to try to film there and see what's going on there. And then we did the Christmas party this December, and I haven't put it up yet. So yeah, maybe I'll do a chit chat video on those parties too. So yeah, I have that coming up in July too. So yeah, thanks for watching and connecting, and happy Disney travels. Bye.